from a real nigga. I swear to God, you know it's death before the sun is in my fucking heart. What type of big meat?
Yeah, most of the people was indicted in 2005. You know, there wasn't any information out on me 2000 or 2003, 2004. You know, I believe my information was backdated and finagled to get an indictment on me. If you notice, I didn't get indicted until like a whole year and some change later, I believe, after the first wave of indictments came out, because they had to still build a case against me because I'm a fucking entertainer. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I had to admit to some shit that I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can go ahead and get my admission of guilt in a timely manner. All of these things play a part in sentencing. You know what I'm saying? And what, you know, what they offer you. You know, it was my first offense, and when I say cooperated, I don't mean cooperate in a snitch or a rat manner, but when you use the correct terms, to be eligible for a safety valve, is what you could be eligible for with your first offense. You know, you can't have violence. It's a bunch of stipulations, but you have to cooperate in a timely manner. Cooperating means not fighting, not telling on somebody. So I want to make that clear so people understand. This is not telling on someone else to get someone else time, but this is admitting guilt in a timely manner, meaning that you didn't jump up and say, fuck that, I didn't do it, I'm finna go fight, and I'm taking this shit to trial. You feel me? And then when you see some evidence come out, you're like, oh, all right, well, forget it then. I'm going to just go ahead and admit guilt. See, I didn't do none of that shit. I was like, yo, all right, this is what they said I did. This is what I did. So give me my time. How much time am I going to get? Let me work me out something, some deal. Give me some action. This is my first offense. I've never been in prison. This is some bullshit, number two. This guy that you said whatever he said about me is facing 57 years and 2 bodies or something. Like, come on, be serious. But y'all finna try to give me 17 years? All right, matter of fact, hurry up. Stop the tape. Yeah, I did it. So just give me the time and then let's go. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, everything worked out good for me. You know what I'm saying? I was able to receive a role adjustment at my sentencing. You know, and not to even get into all that long played out shit, but at the end of the day, nigga, during my sentencing, they adjusted my role from an average role to a minor role. I had an open-ended plea, meaning I wasn't subjected to the mandatory minimum of 10 years that my charge carried. You know, and the way that my attorney, the way that my team put my plea together was perfect, and it's what enabled me to come from 10 years down to 5 years and 4 months. You know what I'm saying? I had an open-ended plea, which didn't have me capped off. I was awarded the safety valve, and then I also was awarded a point reduction for a role change from average role to minor role. And that's how I came off slick with the time that I did get, you know what I'm saying, which I'm still to this day, I'm very grateful for, you know what I'm saying? They held me responsible. They tried to hold me responsible for 150 kilos or more. And it was, I'm trying to think of the actual fucking charge was distribution with intent. They just gave me the max. That's a max amount of drugs that they can charge you with. Like they're basically like anything over 150, fuck it. But you know, at the end of the day, I came out of that. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't hold me responsible for that because of where they held me on the family tree. You know, you had the DEA's family tree, and I was somewhere on the bottom of that shit with the drivers and shit. You know, because they added me so late. They added me at the end. Once they was getting all the information from the real rats, they didn't have the information on me. They added me at the end. And then they pulled somebody that was trying to get all that time cut, the William Marshall character. And he went in and I believe backdated some statements. Because how it happened was, you know, when we moved for the role adjustment at my sentencing, the prosecution went for a recess, and they came back and tried to charge me a 924G, I believe, for a firearm that didn't exist. And they said that all the houses that they raided had guns in them, but they never raided my house. And my house was one of the houses in question, in which William Marshall said that he's seen me receive 80 to 100 kilos on at least 6 occasions. And one occasion he remembered in particular, which was a party that I had for with all my family and rappers and stuff there, like drugs would be there, right? But it was for 4th of July, I believe, 2003. And that's what really stung me. That's what got me my indictment, him and these statements. But when the judge asked, well, which firearms were found in Mr. McKnight's house when it was raided? And the prosecution had to say, well, Mr. McKnight's house was never raided. That threw the judge for a loop. She's like, well, all the time I've been on the bench, if you got a guy that comes and talk about 5 houses in question with multi-kilogram shipments coming to each house, every house gets raided. So how come Mr. McKnight's house, which is me, how come his house was never raided? And this man said there was, close to 500 keys that he saw come through this house, and nobody had an answer.
You alright? Certain is wrong. Put them on block, show me you perform. They can't wait till they catch him a what? Okay, let's get it on.